Hello everybody, Don't Cliche here. Welcome to another episode of Don't Disney Movie Reviews. Let's talk about one of the most famous child actresses slash singers of all times, Shirley Temple. Born on April 23rd, 1928 in Santa Monica, California, she started her acting career in 1931 at the age of 3 in a short film series called Baby Burlesques, and then she made her feature acting debut in The Red-Haired Alibi in 1932. After that, she would go on to star in many other films like Little Miss Marker, Baby Take a Bow, Now and Forever, Stand Up and Cheer, Bright Eyes, The Little Colonel, Curly Top, Captain January, Wee Willie Winky, and The Bluebird. She's also known for singing such memorable songs like On the Good Ship Lollipop,
On the good ship, lollipop,
Animal Crackers in My Soup,
animal crackers in my soup.
and others. She was forced into retirement at the age of 22, with her last film role being A Kiss for Corliss in 1949, and later served as a U.S. diplomat, like as an ambassador to Ghana and Czechoslovakia, being a delegate to the UN General Assembly from 1969 to 1970, getting the Kennedy Center honors and a Screen Actors Guild Life Achievement Award, and being named one of the best female American screen legends of classic Hollywood cinema by the AFI. She would go on to live until she passed away on February 10th, 2014 at the age of 85. In the early 2000s, the Wonderful World of Disney made a film about Shirley Temple's acting career, and that's what I'm reviewing this week. Released to television on May 13th, 2001, the movie is Child Star, The Shirley Temple Story. The film starts with George Temple, played by Colin Friels, telling a doctor that his wife wants a baby girl.
You got two fine boys. You really need another mouth to feed?
I'm doing okay at the bank. Of course, things could change. 3 mouths are plenty. This one's gotta be a girl.
You understand, there's no guarantee.
Anything that will improve the odds.
Tonsils.
Excuse me?
I'll take him out right now. Could make all the difference in the world.
George then goes home and tells his wife Gertrude, played by Connie Britton, that he just had his tonsils removed. Months later, Gertrude has their third child, and it's a girl who just so happens to be Shirley Temple. A few years later, Shirley, played by Samantha Hart, is taken to Ethel Meglin's studios, where she and some other little kids practice tap dancing.
Heel and toe and heel and toe. Very nice.
That's the one. Where'd she go? Where is she?
Now, children, take a break.
She's the one.
2 years later, Shirley, now played by Ashley Rose Orr, has started a movie, and a music producer named Jay Gorney, played by Bruce Roberts, approaches her and says that he wants to audition her at Fox.
Bring her in tomorrow, 9 a.m.
While getting Shirley ready for her audition, Gertrude tells her what being a professional actress means.
It means that you have to concentrate very hard on your work. And I know it's hard to remember that sometimes. So we are going to have a secret code word, you and me. All right? When I say Shirley Sparkle, that means for you to concentrate with all your might on your work. Understand?
I understand, Mommy. Now can I please have my sleeve shut?
Yes.
Thanks.
Just a few more curls. Here we go. Just a few more.
At Fox, Shirley does some tap dancing.
Where'd you learn to dance like that?
My mommy. She was a dancer before she met me.
She studied at Mrs. Meglin's famous Kitty's dance studio.
Can you sing as good as you dance?
You bet.
Mr. Sheehan, played by John Diedrich, talks to Gertrude in his office and offers Shirley $175 to be in a movie.
$175 a week?
We treat our talent right. It's a long shot, but you never know till you put them in a picture. With the usual 7-year option, just in case your daughter's the next Mary Pickford. Do you need time to think about it? Welcome to Fox. How old did you say she is?
5.
We'll get you a new birth certificate. She's 4. Every year counts with a Kitty actress. Oh, and one other thing. No Meglin school. No training, no lessons, nothing. We sell her as a natural.
I don't think anybody's going to believe that she's untrained.
You'd be amazed what people believe. Leave it to our publicity department.
Later at a restaurant, film director Alexander Hall, played by Ben Mendelsohn, walks over to the Temples and says that he saw Shirley in the Frogs of Youth pictures and asks her if she would like the title role in his next film for Paramount, Little Miss Marker.
Sure, what time?
Mr. Hall,
Say 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning?
That's when I start at Fox.
Okay, 7:30. Is that too early?
That's fine.
We'll be there.
Good evening, Mr. Gorney.
Great, I'll see you tomorrow. I've marked the audition scenes.
The next day at Fox, while Shirley's auditioning, Gertrude talks to Mr. Sheehan in his office and heard that Ben Schulberg wants Shirley in Little Miss Marker.
He does? I told Shirley we would need your permission if she were offered the role. I had to let her audition, Mr. Sheehan. She was so excited. A title role. Of course, we understand if you say no.
Well, a good businessman would say no, but I'm going to say yes. Do you know why? Because it's the best kid role in years, and Shirley is perfect for it. This studio is a family. Families only want what's best for their kids.
I don't know how to thank you. Shirley will be so happy.
That night, after Shirley practices her lines as Little Miss Marker, her father comes in and tells her that Amelia Earhart will be flying across the Pacific Ocean and then around the world.
I'd like to fly around the world one day.
That wouldn't surprise me. Good night, my little Miss Marker.
Night, Daddy.
The next day, Shirley gets filmed for a scene in Little Miss Marker with Dorothy Dell, played by Elisa Stevens.
Don't you like me anymore?
Well,
You used to like me when I was Lady Guinevere.
there's no Lady Guinevere.
Yes, there is. Just like there's a charger.
There's no charger.
But you saw him.
They took him away.
Well, maybe they might bring him back.
Well, maybe I will stand for some mush. Thank you.
Cut! Print it!
Okay, guys, very nice. Moving on.
All right.
That was wonderful, Miss Shirley.
You were wonderful, Miss Dell.
Oh, I could just eat you up with a spoon.
You were
Fabulous.
That night, while Shirley and her brothers are eating dinner, George and Gertrude talk about the speech that Mr. Sheehan made for the family and about doing what's right for Shirley.
When the truth is, he has sold her. He's making a profit from her.
He has her under contract. He didn't do anything illegal.
Just underhanded. We can't trust these people. We have to remember that.
Okay.
Soon, Little Miss Marker's released, and it's a big hit.
New York Post. Poised and completely captivating. Remarkable brightness of feature. Vivacity of spirit. They love her.
Looks like we launched a rocket for Sheehan.
Sheehan's a greedy fool. She'll slip through his fingers.
Shirley then stars in another film called Baby Take a Bow, and later she's taken to her new bungalow where she meets her teacher, Clammy, played by Jessica Napier.
Hi, Shirley. It's nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hello, Clammy.
Mrs. Temple.
Mr. Sheehan, this is beautiful and so generous, isn't it, Shirley?
Yes, Mr. Sheehan. Thank you.
This is where she stays until called for filming a rehearsal. No roaming around the lot. I don't want her spoiled by too much attention.
Later, President Roosevelt talks about Shirley on the radio.
After all, there is an element in the readjustment of our financial system that is more important than currency, more important than gold. And that is the confidence of the people themselves. Confidence and courage are the essentials of success. When the spirit of the people is lower than at any other time during this depression, it is a splendid thing that for just 15 cents, an American can go to a movie and look at the smiling face of a baby and forget his troubles.
Huh?
You people must have faith. You must not
He's
be
talking about
stampeded
you,
by
Shirley.
rumors or guesses.
The President of the United States.
What does he mean?
We have provided the machinery to restore.
He is saying that you make people happy. All over America, all over the world, anywhere people have a few pennies to buy a movie ticket.
Do I make you happy?
Every single day.
Sometime later at Paramount, Shirley has trouble filming a scene for a movie called Now and Forever because she can't cry right.
Cut.
I'm sorry I can't cry, Mr. Hathaway.
Don't worry about it. Happens to everybody. We'll try it again later.
No, I'm a good crier in the morning, but I can't cry after lunchtime when my tummy's full. I'm awful sorry.
We'll have to wait on your tummy then, won't we? That's a wrap. We'll get this tomorrow.
All right, everyone, that's the footage count. All right. You want to see any of this for rushes? Always does.
It's okay, sweetheart.
The next day, while filming the scene again, Shirley managed to get it right. The film is released, and then Shirley stars in Stand Up and Cheer in Bright Eyes, which features the song On the Good Ship Lollipop.
On the good ship, lollipop, it's a sweet trip to a candy shop where bonbons play on the sunny beach of Peppermint Bay.
Sometime later, Mr. Sheehan tells Gertrude that people are not allowed to see Shirley in person and that they have to buy a movie ticket to see her in the movies.
But Mr. Sheehan, she was offered $3,500 for one radio appearance. Paramount has made it.
Listen to me, Mrs. Temple. If the audience gets bored with her and stops going to her pictures, how many appearances do you think you'll get? No one knows how long this thing will last, not even me. The only thing we can do is keep her fresh as long as possible, because sooner or later the audience will get tired of her. And then we'll both have nothing.
So Shirley's parents find a lawyer and talk to Mr. Sheehan.
If he doesn't agree, Shirley withdraws her services until we get a contract we like. She made 4 films at 2 studios in the first half of the year. Minor roles in 6 more, believe me. You've got the upper hand.
I've read your proposal, Mr. Wright. 1,000 a week, 250 for Mrs. Temple, 7 option years. That sounds reasonable. And you want Shirley to receive a $35,000 bonus per picture?
That money would be placed in a trust, managed by Fox, and not reported as current income.
Agreed. Of course, we have a few stipulations of our own. Complete artistic control. You cede approval of all personal appearances, licenses, and endorsements to the studio. And you forego any further right to seek modification of the contract or salary increases, and you are not allowed an agent. And finally, she is not allowed in the commissary except on special occasions. No spoiling. Not at these prices.
Soon enough, Shirley meets Amelia Earhart, played by Lucy Taylor.
Amelia Earhart. Oh my goodness.
I'm a big fan of yours, Shirley. You must be her mother. I'm Amelia.
It's an honor, truly.
Clammy's been telling me all about your new movie.
It's all about flying.
This is exactly like mine.
Is it really?
Seeing you will inspire girls to be pilots.
This is how I study geography and history.
It looks just like a flight map.
Clammy and I pretend we have an airplane, and we follow you. What's it like, flying?
Well, it's hard to describe. Think of something very exciting, but at the same time, very calm. When I'm over the ocean, there's only light and water. Nothing else exists.
Aren't you ever scared?
Mostly when I'm on the ground. But I've learned to use my fear. It can take you to the place where you store your courage.
I want to be a flyer like you, Miss Earhart.
We're friends. Better call me Amelia.
Amelia.
Amelia then leaves for her flight and promises to come see Shirley again as soon as possible. Later, Shirley meets Bill Robinson, played by Hilton Battle.
It's lovely to meet you.
Pleasure. And an honor to make your acquaintance, Miss Temple.
Same here, Mr. Jangles.
Well, Bill Robinson's my real name. Bojangles is just my stage name.
Can I call you Uncle Billy?
Why, sure you can. Then I get to call you darling.
They then do some tap dancing.
Kick!
Kick!
I'm gonna run. Tricky one. Oh. Gotta slow down there. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Good. One more time. And 1, and 2. Nice. Last step. Think we can do it from the top?
I think so, Uncle Billy.
Here we go, darling. 5, 6, 7, and kick. Ha.
Kick.
And run up, down. Here we go. Cross. Nice. Once again, let's make sure we got it. 5, 6, 7, and kick, run. Ha. I'm gonna have to keep up with you, darling. Come on.
Later, while filming a scene for The Little Colonel, Lionel Barrymore, played by William Gluth, gets angry and the director has Shirley apologize to him.
Uncle Lionel? You're the greatest actor I've ever met.
In your whole life, such as it is.
Can I have your autograph?
Didn't your mother teach you to say please?
Please?
To my favorite little niece, your uncle, Lionel.
Thank you, Uncle Lionel. I'll keep this always.
You're a 50-year-old midget, aren't you?
Later, she's found in another scene for The Little Colonel with Bill.
I don't want to go up there.
Well, everybody's got to go upstairs if they want to go to bed.
I don't want to.
Look here. How about I show you a new way to go upstairs?
How can there be a new way to go upstairs?
Now, you just watch. I went to the market for to get some beef. And the beef so tough, and I couldn't get enough. I paid $5 for a great big hog, and the hog so fat, and I couldn't get it back.
Later, Shirley receives a Special Academy Award for her magnificent achievements.
I'll give you this if you'll give me a kiss.
Thank you very much, everybody. Can we go home now?
That's okay, little lady. You're not old enough to know what this is all about.
You wouldn't say that if you worked with her.
Later, Shirley films a scene for Curly Top, which is the part where she sings Animal Crackers in My Soup.
Animal crackers in my soup. When I get hold of the big bad wolf, I just push him under to drown. Then I bite him in a million bits and I gobble him right down.
Later, Shirley meets her new driver/bodyguard, Mr. Griffin, played by Mark Mitchell.
Pleased to meet you, Shirley. You can call me Griff.
What's a bodyguard do? Is it like gangbusters on the radio? Or like the Shadow? Will you shoot any bad guys with your gun?
Oh, I sure hope not.
That would be exciting, though, if you did.
A bodyguard's job is to make sure it doesn't get exciting.
Too bad.
Later, Daryl Zanuck, played by Stephen Bidler, talks to Gertrude in his office and raises Shirley's salary to $2,500 a week.
Thank you, Mr. Zanuck.
Thank you, Mrs. Temple.
Later on Shirley's 7th birthday, Bill gives her a race car and they go for a ride.
Now, you shouldn't stay away too long, darling. It's rude to all your friends.
They're not my friends, Uncle Billy. I don't know who they are, except for Mary Lou. Mr. Zanuck invited them.
Well, you gotta have guests at a party, darling.
Then why didn't they invite Jack and Bear and the rest of the crew? It would have been more fun. Do you have any children, Uncle Billy?
Nah, Fanny and I haven't been blessed in that regard, darling.
That's too bad, because they could have come to my birthday party.
Later, Shirley's filmed in a scene for Captain January, and when it's released, audiences love it. Later, John Ford, played by the late Jerome Ehlers, has Shirley star in Wee Willie Winkie.
Private Winky reporting, Sergeant.
Will you please repeat the recruiter's motto?
Fear God, honor the Queen, shoot straight and keep clean.
Aye, Lassie. Will you sing the song for me once more?
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot in days of auld lang syne? For auld lang syne, my dear, for auld lang syne, we'll take a cup o' kindness yet for auld lang
One day, Mr. Zanuck talks to Louis B. Mayer, played by John O'May.
I want Shirley Temple for a film.
Let's not spoil the meal. Ask me for something else.
I'll give you $10,000 a week.
What do you want Shirley for? You got ingenues all over the place.
Deanna's gone to Universal, and the Garland girl's not right for it.
Right for what?
Frank Baum's book.
You got the rights to The Wizard of Oz?
You give me Shirley, I'll give you Clark Gable.
Sell me the rights to Oz. Shirley is number one.
Number one female. Gable beats her overall.
By a hair.
You get Gable and Jean Harlow. I get Shirley.
Later, Mr. Zanuck tells Shirley about getting the part of Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, but Sheehan wasn't able to get the rights.
Louis B. Mayer beat me to the punch. I'm sorry. I wanted you to hear it from me.
Who's going to be Dorothy?
MGM has Judy Garland.
It was good of you to come all the way out here.
Yes, thank you for trying, Mr. Zanuck. We appreciate it.
Well, don't thank me yet. See, I think the Garland girl is all wrong for Dorothy, and I said so to Mr. Mayer. In fact, I bought him an expensive lunch, talked his ear off, and convinced him to drop Garland and cast Shirley. Now you can thank him.
Thank you, Mr. Zanuck.
Thank you.
Later, Shirley goes to her bungalow and Clammy tells her about what happened to Amelia Earhart.
I don't believe it.
Shirley, there was a message from her mid-flight. She said that it was overcast and her fuel was running low. She never arrived at Howland Island.
But they haven't found her. She could still be alive.
She was flying across the ocean, Shirley. There was nowhere for her to land.
Light and water. She can't be gone. She just can't.
She's not gone. She's in your heart and in your thoughts. Amelia did what she loved to do, and she was willing to take a risk to do it. So long as you remember her, she'll always be here.
I'll never forget her. Not ever.
I know. Neither will I.
Later, while Bill and Shirley are on a film set, Mr. Zanuck tells Gertrude that Jean Harlow, who would have come to Fox so Shirley could go to MGM and play Dorothy, has died, and now Shirley won't be playing Dorothy.
Shirley stays here.
She doesn't go to MGM. She doesn't play Dorothy.
That's right.
You're serious? This isn't another one of those conversations where you spring a little surprise at the end.
These things happen. I'm not responsible for Harlow's death.
But you are responsible for Shirley.
And I'm taking her career into account. Trading Shirley for Gable without Harlow makes people think she's not worth much.
What people?
I don't expect you to understand studio business, Mrs. Temple.
Men like you and Louis B. Mayer like to play games. You want to beat him, so you treat my daughter like she's a chip in a poker match. Is that what you mean by studio business?
I won't argue with you, Mrs. Temple. I realize you're upset.
Yes, I am.
I understand. No need to apologize.
Gertrude tells Shirley about this, and they both say that they wanted Shirley to get the part for each other.
Well, listen to us. Two sillies. I wanted it for you, you wanted it for me. You really don't care?
Not if you don't.
Not if you don't.
Since we both don't, let's forget it and have a root beer float.
A root beer float it is.
Later, Mr. Zanuck tells Shirley's parents that he was able to get the rights for a film adaptation of The Bluebird, thinking that it will do better than The Wizard of Oz.
The Maeterlinck story?
I've got the film rights. It's a guaranteed smash. The longest stage show in the history of the American theater. 6 acts, 133 speaking roles, and Shirley will be the star. Excited?
However, when it's released, the critics don't like it.
They didn't like it, did they?
No, they didn't. But it's just one picture, Shirley. You've made more movies in the last 6 years than most actors make in a whole lifetime. And people have loved you in them. That's what you have to remember.
Bluebird lays an egg.
Most of the reviews just think that Fox was trying to outdo Oz and failed.
People will still come to my pictures, even if they didn't like this one. Won't they?
Just because the critics don't like it doesn't mean the public won't. The public will always love you, Shirley. And it's never been about your movies. It's always been about you.
Later, Mr. Griffin is being reassigned.
What's wrong with Zanuck? Shirley still needs protection. I mean, you know the crazy people we've had to deal with.
He said the studio couldn't justify the expense anymore.
Well, we will miss you. You're part of our family, Griff.
The pleasure was all mine, Mrs. T. I mean that.
Later, Shirley's forced to retire from films to go to school. 3 years later, at a dance, Shirley, now played by Emily Ann Hart, meets a boy.
Got anybody in the war?
My brothers, both of them.
I'm planning to enlist as soon as I'm 18. In the Air Force. My dad's a test pilot at Douglas Aircraft.
Did he know Amelia Earhart?
I think he met her once.
At home, Gertrude tells Shirley that David O. Selznick wants her to be in a movie.
I'm really happy the way things are right now. I like being in school.
I am perfectly happy if you want to finish school and go to college and be whatever you want. Don't do it for me.
Then again, it is David O. Selznick.
Later, Shirley talks to Mr. Selznick, played by Joe Petruzzi, in his office, and he talks to her about the part. Shirley says that she hasn't been acting lately.
You have a gift, Shirley. Now, that kind of thing, it doesn't just expire. I've got an all-star cast here. I got Claudette Colbert. I got Joseph Cotton, Lionel Barrymore, Hattie McDaniel, Jennifer Jones, and I want Shirley Temple. What do you say?
Yes.
It's wonderful. A year's contract at $2,200 a week.
Thank you, Mr. Selznick.
At home during dinner, Shirley tells her parents that she took the part for Since You Went Away, and Gertrude says that she doesn't need her parents anymore, which isn't true.
I do need you. I need you to believe in me the way you always have. I'll never stop needing that, not ever.
And that was Child Star, the Shirley Temple story. What did I think of it? It's pretty good. In the end, this is a nice biography about Shirley Temple. I give it a rating of 3.5 stars out of 5. Well, that's it for Child Star, the Shirley Temple story. Be sure to join next week when I'll be reviewing the Disney film based on the video game franchise by Jordan Mechner. And if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to tell your friends about me, leave some questions in the comments below, subscribe, and hit that like button.
Appreciate your saying so. Darling, now can we get...
Hey, I bought that for you.
I'm sorry. She was hungry.
That's all right, sweetheart. You didn't do anything wrong.
Times are hard.
That's a 2-cent ice cream.